Hello and welcome back to this edition of Daily Actives brought to you by Bootleg Macro. I'm Dustin. We are looking at Palantir. Palantir has been one of those names that has completely enamored all of FinTwit. Now, we look at the prices. One of the things that slightly concerns me is that only 9 days ago on the 1st of August, we were at $19.99. As you can see, when it just kissed that $20 line. Now we are down at $15.41. Now the positives that we see is that we are up 1% today. The negatives that we see are that the price of Palantir is now going to be below the 15-day moving or the 5-day moving average, as well as the 20-day moving average. And the 5-day moving average is below the 20-day moving average as well. Those are not positive. And today, even though we saw a big update, it was not on a lot of volume. We would love to see volume follow through on this. Now, we do see that the volatility is falling very rapidly. We were at 4.8 the other day. Let's just adjust that. We were at 4.8 the other day, 4.6 yesterday, and 4.0 today. The volume and the volatility is falling rapidly, boys and girls. If you look here, the red lines are the volatility, the blue lines are the price correlation, and the yellow lines are the correlation of the correlation. If you want to go deep and get real meta, you need to know those things. Now, we do see that we've got a reversal here for the price future path. Now, the way that I look at things, I like to see 2 in a row. So you see we had 2 in a row here of price to fall. That would make me think the price is going to fall. Then we got 2 in a row of price to rise. We only had 1 price to fall. So I still believe in the price to rise. We are down, though, on the 5-day, 17%. On the 15-day, down 10%. On the 1 month, down 8%. Now, if we look at the trading signals, we are short on we are go short in the short term, intermediate term, and longer term. We have 1 go long in the short term or in the intermediate term. I'd probably say that's just a little slight confusion. The reason why is because the moves that we've seen in Palantir have been so dramatic that they are kind of, not only are they incredibly bullish, but the types of moves that we're seeing, while they're bearish, you're up quite a bit. I mean, in 3 months, you're still up 61%. So, how bearish can you really be? But I do look on the trend here. We are going to flip to bearish in the short term and intermediate term 2 full days in a row. And you know what that means. I will pay attention. We still are protecting that longer term as being bullish. So, we'll hopefully see that stay the same for a long time. Now, we look at the rolling sentiment. We are on a falling bear. That is quite positive, actually, because you want a pullback to be able to buy for a higher price. We look here at the 2-day, we are at 50%. On the 5-day, we're at 52%. I think the most important thing, if I was looking at anything, is that on the 10-day here, tomorrow we're going to go from 40% to 43%. So we are moving up. Tomorrow on the 23-day, we're going to go from 50% or 0.34 to 50% 0.19. That's not a great drop, but it is less of a drop than we saw from 52 or 54 or 57 or 58. That's less of a drop. So that actually kind of highlights that we may see something where we're starting to stop. And even this candle here, I really don't look at candles or kind of like patterns that much. I'm more of a data scientist, the way that I look at how things are presented. This is possibly positive because you see that you got a bunch of supply, which came in yesterday. You see that today there was not really a bunch of movement, which means the market was essentially balanced. That could be positive. And when we look at the daily sentiment indicator, that makes sense because we're at 50.3% of bullishness. That makes sense. We can see the volume, like we mentioned, the volume, it's not really huge today. You had 72 million shares traded, but you've had over 100 million shares traded recently. The volume is increasing. We'd like to see a big breakout in volume with the price going higher. Now, the volatility, big step down, just like we were talking about. We went all the way down to 4.07 after being at 4.6 and then being at 4.8. Now, the correlation is also starting to turn over, which is quite positive. Now, as the correlation starts to go down and the volatility starts to go down, we'd expect that the price would go sideways to up, because when 2 negatives, that makes slightly a positive. And the one thing that I will say that's quite positive for Palantir is that you're pretty much at the bottom of the range. I mean, you ended at 15.25, but the bottom of the range is at 14.58. If it bounces off the bottom, it can go all the way back up to the top, which is at $20.55. Love to see it. That'd be a great move because that's like 25% from here. Now, when we look at Palantir for the ultra-fast sentiment. The ultra-fast has a little bit more to give back still. It's still at 52% for bullishness, but I don't think that can really hold it back from being great. Now, tell me what you think in the comments below. Are you long? Are you short? Do you like it? Do you love it? Is this even a good review? And before you go, subscribe to the New High newsletter. We send you 25 stocks to your inbox every single Sunday for free. Go get yourself some. I'll talk to you soon.